we think and hope that they will, but it's about letting them have the choice. And again, working with the council to make sure we do it correctly and building the right safeguards as we have. But again, letting the Detroit voter decide.
But Mary, you have some reservations.
Yes, I have tons of them. I don't have enough time to rehearse all of them tonight. I think just starting with the inception of the program, there's been numerous reports about mismanagement. Light of the recent AG's report, which had several findings that I think should be taken very seriously.
The Auditor General.
The Auditor General's report. I think there's an issue, and it's been reported several times, with the lack of inclusion and diversity with Detroit-based businesses and contractors actually receiving contracts in the demolition program. A majority of the funds have went to suburban contractors. This administration has failed to require that demolition be considered construction. And so we have a program that we spent roughly $500 million, and we're not requiring Detroiters to be hired, which I think is absolutely crazy. When he talks about Detroiters should have an option to choose, they wanna put this on a ballot in a primary election, where we know that voters do not turn out to vote in a primary election. I think it's a form of voter suppression. It is often used in communities of color to suppress the vote. And if we really want to see how Detroiters feel, it should go in a general election. And I have pushed that several times, and I've told the administration several times that this should not be in front of the voters in a primary election. This has huge implications far beyond just a home being torn down, and the majority of Detroiters need to be able to voice their opinion on it.
Malik Shabazz, when I first met you 25 years ago, you were talking about burning down the city. But now, over the last few years, you've been lifting it up. You used to be 300 pounds, now you're about 150. You have changed, you have evolved.
Praise God.
But when you look at
He
this,
said that man 150, that
when
man
you look at
150.
the problems with the previous demolition procedures, when you look at the Auditor General's report saying that there was some money that was misspent, there were receipts that were never returned, it was not managed well. There were even 2 people who went to jail. When you hear that, don't you have the same concerns that Mary has?
The people's money is always major. It's always important. And if anybody is misappropriating or stealing, then we need to put them in prison with Kwame Kilpatrick, who I don't think stole, no offense, my friend, but the mainstream media put it on us that he stole. Well, then Kwame needs some company if that's the case. For me, it's about the people. As a community activist, as a community organizer, 36 years, who often we go inside. Some of them young men right there, and others, we're inside of abandoned buildings. We're inside of abandoned garages. Women are being raped. Our seniors are being robbed. Dope is being sold. Our kids are being snatched up and violated. It is a shame. It is a disgrace. And think about the psychological warfare, damage that is done to a child growing up, watching an abandoned house. And I know of families where the children, one grandkid is 18 and a new one is 2, and they're still there. Now we're limited because of Uncle Sam. We're limited because of certain numbers, the demographic, zip codes, certain amount of dilapidation. But now we will be able to tear them down where they're needed, especially in District 3 and District 4.
Well, let me bring Anthony, but should there not be safeguards when you talk about this kind of money?
Of course there should be safeguards, and I mean, that's been part of the problem, is a total lack of oversight of any process that this administration has been involved in. When you talk about requirements, when you talk about changing rules, making things more affordable and available for people, these are the types of things people ask for. We have not had that. There was lack of oversight in how the houses were demolished. You had asbestos being put in the community. You had contaminated dirt being placed where our children play. Those are things that need to be addressed. And now you're asking me to give you another $250 million and put this on the tax roll because this is an unlimited tax obligation, which means that the taxpayers of Detroit are on the hook.
So-
It's always about the community, and if there was some concern about what was going on, they would have responded to the issue of the serial murder on the east side, boarding up houses. There's always a last minute reaction. And now there is this appeasement that's going on. Oh, we're working with the council. Oh, we're gonna come up with some requirements. Oh, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. Too late.
Arthur, shake his head.
I'm sorry, there's a couple things here. So the idea that we're involved in voter suppression, that we're putting a ballot item on the ballot that allows Detroiters to decide if they would like to
It's
It's
continue.
still only March is the lowest
And the
turnout.
idea-
Lowest
the
turnout,
idea-
and you can- anyone can
the
look at it
idea
and
that-
knows.
I know, but we also have a resolution. We also have a
With
resolution.
Donald Trump on the ballot, we're going to the polls.
Exactly. We're going to the
We're
polls.
going
Yeah.
to
March, though.
We gotta pick a
We're
Democrat
not
to
March.
run against
He would be on
him.
the
In March,
he would be on the ballot in
There's a
November, not
resolution that
March.
we've been working on with the
The issue
council.
here
There's
is
a
transparency.
resolution.
Let
We
Arthur
are believe in
respond.
transparency.
How
We believe in
do you
Let Arthur
transparency.
respond.
We have developed a resolution with the council.
Which
that-
is not
that-
binding.
You developed a resolution for other things.
But you
You
know, it's
developed a
interesting.
resolution for the FCA project, and council finds out, lo and behold, there was something that we didn't know about.
So, as you and I know, Anthony, we were both involved in the FCA project. We stand by everything that's been done there, and we'll continue to do so. What I'm gonna tell you is there's a resolution, which panels of demolition review board, has council and administration representatives on it. It's going to identify a whole series of reforms that are gonna be reviewed and make sure they're
But
implemented.
why
We have
not
consistently
put
done
that,
that.
excuse me, why not put that
19,000 figure that
resolution
out?
in the actual item before the voters? In other words, make sure you have not only the money to be spent, but also how it's to be regulated on the same.
The council's going to hopefully approve, this and put it on the ballot at the same time they approve this resolution, so Detroiters can.
It should be the same thing.
A resolution is a resolution, it's not binding, if I can just really quickly say, that the issue that I have is a fundamental difference between our opinions and how you address rebuilding a community. And tearing down homes is just one tool in the toolbox. This administration has failed in several occasions, not properly funding the systemic issues that breed the crime in people like that we see in our
So if you're gonna spend
If
$250
anybody is
million
for the people, I'm for the
Right.
people, and I'm for addressing the issues
So
that
I think the
continue
two-
to put more homes in the
I
pipeline.
think
for
real quick,
demolition,
real quick,
that they're
I think
not
there are two-
fully funding
It's-
at
But I think there are really
all.
two issues here. Number one, the 250 million, is that enough money? Is that proper? Is that enough money? Number two, should the Duggan administration be the one that's coordinating this effort? I think those are the two fundamental
When you
issues.
look at their 2014 blight report, in 2014, they said there were 40,000 homes that were blighted, and there were 38,000 that were in need of intervention. Now, even if you assume that the other 38,000 stay intact, the numbers just don't add up. The auditor says that your cost is
Absolutely,
$27,000
absolutely.
per house.
And we
got 4,000
You know, there's
missing
one thing
people
everybody
in
understands.
Detroit. How many of them? How many of them?
We're out of time.
What we do? This is what we do.
We're
How
out of
many
time.
of them
I understand.
are in these
We'll
bills?
have time.
How
We'll have
many?
time for final
It's
comments.
not just
Thank you.
250 million, it's actually an additional 250
I
million
got
coming
you.
from city
We can't
funds.
have
We're
it all
looking
right.
at $500
All right.
million.
Detroit.
You've heard
Set up
from,
the
you've
safeguards
heard,
necessary.
you've heard from the panel. We're gonna have their final thoughts coming up right after the break. See?
Come on, just stay still.